And starting off for Barbados today, we have one of the best defenders we've seen in this competition, Azor Bruce, starting in goalkeeper, with her mate Niles Mapp out in goal defence, Rockyaw in wing defence, Knight in centre, wing attack Croney, and the formidable combination of goal attack Blackman and goal shooter Wharton. Blackman coming in for her 5th World Cup to help Barbados try and get to that 11th position today. Then moving over to Scotland, we have goalkeeper Hayley Mullerin partnering with Nicol. And then in wing defence we have Boyle, centre Maxwell, wing attack Clary, and goal shooter Barrett.
So we are set for the playoff for 11th and 12th. It will be Barbados with the first centre pass.
And please welcome your ball carrier, Olivia Proud, one of our lovely pivoters. Come on, Liverpool, let's count them down. Barbados beat Scotland today for 11th and 12th.
Mandy Knight gets Barbados away in this 11th, 12th playoff
obstruction, wing attack
against Scotland. And Shani, these are the sort of games that are always so exciting because the teams are even.
They are even. They are fighting for this 11th and 12th position as Wharton goes for Barbados' first goal today. But this is their grand final, Jen. This is so important to them. And Scotland have said that they want to win today. Otherwise, the last 4 years hasn't been a success for them, which is such a big call as they also get their first goal on the board.
Knight on the edge of the circle. Oh, dangerous big heave right over the circle.
Contact goalkeeper. Goalkeeper step forward, both step forward.
Hayley Mulheron, goalkeeper. Yes. Absolute servant of Scottish netball over the last few years.
She has been indeed. She did spend those few years in Australia as well with the New South Wales Waratahs. And she actually gave up a career in the police force as well to pursue her netball. These girls have given up so much to represent their country.
I'm sure she would have been a very fine police officer too. I wouldn't have messed with it.
I wouldn't have either.
Striking goal defence.
Some really calm play here at the start.
Yeah, goal defence, take a step over, away for it, that's it.
Gallagher puts the ball up.
Yeah, and that's sensible for Gallagher. Didn't want to shoot it until she was totally happy with her stance.
You don't want to let Azul Bruce get any rebound from them today. Over the top.
Out of court.
Oh, unfortunate. Rockyaw just put a foot out. Bumped into Gail Parata on the bridge last night. And look, she said they are disappointed with where they've ended up in this, but they are going to go out there and do their all to make sure that they get 11th, not 12th place.
Did you say if there was anything that they would do different, Jen?
Didn't have time to chat about that. We were talking about family in New Zealand.
Then that's fair enough. The World Cup is here for catch-ups. As the ball goes over the top. Oh, what a great agility there from Claire Maxwell to get it up. Passing it off to Barry, and a great shot there. And a bit of an elbow from Azul Bruce to say, I'm not going to make it easy for you today, Barry.
Daniel side goal shooter.
Early stages, 4-2, Scotland leading Barbados.
I love the calmness that both of these teams have brought into this first quarter. It's actually more calm than I've seen them all competition, which I think shows how important this game is to them because they're not willing just to throw the ball away or to put those risky passes in. But in saying that, it's a silly drop out of court there from Amanda Knight. Really got to pull those balls in, and Scotland will take advantage of this as Hayley Mullerin drives through.
And that's good attack work right down the court until it comes off the leg of Tanisha Rockyaw.
Such a tenacious defender, Rockyaw.
Side centre.
Flops all over the court.
Contact keeper.
And a great pass there from McCleary over the top.
Goal defence or holding.
That terrific height that Emma Barry offers Scotland, 1.94, 6'4". Whichever measurement you use.
And a lot of Scottish fans in the crowd today. They've come down to support their team to get them over the line.
Goes contact
The
Wayne.
Thistles up against the Gems.
Instruction keeper.
Such great calm play. Scotland really taking control. 6-2 at the start of this first quarter for the 11th and
Bonus
12th
obstruction,
playoff.
goal attack.
And one player I always enjoy watching is that woman, the goal attack for Barbados today, Latonia Blackman. As much as anything, to see what position she's going to play in. I think over the last few days, I've seen that this is her 4th position I think I've seen her in.
So versatile and can take any position on. That's better from Wharton, finding the space and coming out. But Blackman being so solid for her team, but just that defensive effort in goal attack just gives her
Bonus
so
break,
much.
goal attack. Bonus contact.
Gallagher waits for McCleary to come through. Oh, footwork. It's a little opportunity here for Barbados.
3 goals is nothing in netball. They just need to score this to get the next centre pass to even it up. I feel like Barbados are playing fairly safe, but I think it's their tenaciousness that is their X factor.
Offside centre.
So I'd love to see them putting a few higher balls into Wharton.
Wing defence. Obstruction centre.
She's using her body well in the circle there. A great battle between herself and Mulleran.
So Blackman adds one more for Barbados. Closes it up just a little.
Bonus obstruction, wing
A
defence.
set play here from Barbados as Blackman starting off the transverse line.
Replay.
I was going to say she'd be very lucky to get away with that, Rockyaw. I think there were 2 replays there.
You always tried to grab it in though, just in case the umpire didn't see. We can always hope.
Contact on defence.
Miles Map just needing to get off the body there. That
Bonus
front
contact.
position is where these defenders are
Goalkeeper
most
contact,
powerful.
your back arm.
As you can tell, the umpire not happy with her standing behind and coming around. But she's so tall, she can stand in front of Barry. That'll give her the best opportunity to get the ball.
Maxwell gets Scotland underway. Used to be known as Claire Brownie before she was married. And another one who has run and run for the Thistles over the last few years.
And that was a great shot there from Barry. Scotland, the Thistles, currently shooting at 100%.
Bonus obstruction, wing attack.
So impressive from any shooter. That's why I definitely chose the defence end.
Bonus offside centre.
Oh, strong challenge there. Kelly Boyle at wing defence, and that's a beauty, and that's what we've come to expect from Wharton.
Bonus break, your wing defence.
She has been named the long bomb queen of this tournament.
Wing defence.
We love the World Cups to see the new talent. Oof, and another replay.
Contact, goal attack.
That was for getting her arms involved with the arms and ball of the Bruce.
So Gail Parata won't enjoy these little errors that are creeping into Scotland's game.
Obstruction centre. Obstruction.
They've cost them in the last few minutes,
Bonus
allowing
obstruction,
Barbados
wing
to
attack.
draw a little bit nearer. Here's Blackman.
Go in.
And an unlikely miss from Blackman. Not lucky enough to get the throw in. Oh, what a great pass. Thread the needle straight through to Wharton.
Well, she'd done the fake, hadn't she, to take Mulheron out.
They're the ones the defenders hate. Fed us the candy and we ate it up for breakfast.
Obstruction, goal defence.
It's too early for candy.
Bonus obstruction, goal
Oh,
attack.
straight into Wharton. This is good from Barbados.
Home alone, and they've crept back in front. Well, they're not in front yet, but closer to.
Well, they let Scotland get out to a little bit of lead, but the Gems are back.
Offside attack.
And Mulleran just can't leave her home alone.
Contact with defence.
Bit too much body there from Rockyaw.
Yeah,
Those
McCleary
contact
showed pretty
centre.
good strength, though, didn't she? I think she barely went offside.
Keeper with her, go across. Yeah, goal attack, go
We love
back
seeing
one
this
step and move
competitiveness
forward.
from
That's
both sides.
Obstruction, bonus goal.
Back to the 2-goal margin. Well, Barbados finished 13th at last World Cup 4 years ago in Sydney, so they are going to finish higher than that. But I'm sure they were aiming much, much higher. They've been as high as, like Scotland, as 6th.
Barney's offside.
Great work there from Blackman going in and out. And they've definitely improved since the last World Cup, Jen.
Barney's obstruction.
I know they started strong, and as you said, we had a few losses after that, but they've just been so much more competitive. These countries really improving.
Side obstruction.
We know Scotland want to step up today. They just need a little bit more movement in the circle.
Wing the fence obstruction.
Put those goalers off. And great work there from Gallagher, taking her time. So cool, calm and collected. I'd love to see just a little bit more movement from the defenders to try and put the ball off.
Well, there's certainly plenty of communication from Gallagher. You can see her talking to her teammates.
An important ball there for the Thistles, but over a third. These are the little mistakes, coach killers. You get excited, you see a ball down court, you let it go, but then you realise it's over a third.
It's amazing how many over a third calls we've seen at this World Cup. You'd think that at this level...
Definitely, but I think it's when you get on the run and you don't realise that you have to have both of your feet in that middle third. You can't catch it and then land in the goal third because that is still over a third. Oh, the commitment!
Oh, now it's off the foot.
Yes, from Nickel.
But the whistle's gone.
As great as it looks, you cannot dive on the ball. Into Blackman, flick of the wrist. Oh, and a bit too
missed,
much
but
on it.
There is Blackman to tidy up again.
She goes again. He finishes it off, and I just sense a bit of fatigue creeping into the games now. Just little errors that they wouldn't have made earlier on, and great drive there from Gallagher, really lifting her side, creating the space, burning the defender out.
Double thumbs up.
Time.
So just over 4 minutes remaining in this first quarter. 11-9, Scotland at the moment keeping Barbados at bay.
They pushed in front before, but let Barbados back in. Can they create some magic here? It was a good attempt at an intercept, just needed to hold off a little bit, but it's into Warden. And she keeps Barbados in it. Only one the difference.
And look, this is what we were hoping for.
Yes, we want a close game.
We want it close.
Obstruction keeper.
Emma Barry, cool as you like. Still 100% shooting for Scotland.
And we expect nothing different from these sides. We know those top 4 are so close, those top 5 are so close, and then, you know, the rankings that come in differently. There isn't much difference between these countries. We've got to remember, such a big week these girls have had. They're not used to playing this many games in a row, getting their bodies to back up. They're not professional like it is in other countries. So for them to back up again and again as Gallagher sinks another one, as they're still at 100%, which is so impressive.
Contact with the fence.
Well done, Gallagher.
Footwork.
Well, a couple of these Scottish players play in the Super League here in this country, so they will have had a taste of professional netball. They also had a few warm-up games against the Silver Ferns just before this event started. So
in for the Sirens in the Super League, and Kat Tuviardi, our old New Zealand shooter, was there for the start of the year before she got pregnant and was saying how much she demanded of these girls and how much she was able to teach them when she went over. So I'm sure she was a huge impact over there as well.
Barney's contacting defence.
and they make it look easy on that occasion, finding Wharton. Blackman 1 foot. Total athlete, Latonia Blackman.
Absolutely, and a great pull in from Wharton there. They're such a great combination. They know each other so well.
So here they come again. 1 goal in it. Less than 2 minutes remaining in the quarter.
Scotland really needing to make the most of their opportunities here.
Goalkeeper.
Unlucky there from Azure Bruce. As my defender bias comes out, Jen. What do you mean she contacted?
Again, Blackman, 1 foot.
Some great defensive pressure here from the Thistles, really standing in front. No, oh, a ball to the face. But she was within 3 feet. That could have gone either way, though, for a contact.
See, and that's an interesting situation, isn't it? Because you could argue that Gallagher was way where she shouldn't be.
Absolutely. But then also, there's never really any excuse to put an elbow to the face.
Well, that's very true.
Advantage obstruction.
Blackman, just not as accurate today, but lucky she's got Wharton under the post. Having a good chat
So
there.
have a look at this.
Oh,
yeah, that's
got to be careful.
Actually, that view.
Yeah, because it can be quite dangerous. I've had a broken nose myself from Romelda Aiken a few times, and I get that you need your space, but an elbow to the head really does hurt, I can tell you that.
Oh, she wouldn't have meant any of them.
No, but my nose isn't the same before I played netball. Barbados not letting them get away. Needing to score in this last 30 seconds. If they could keep it to 1 going into the second quarter. Oh, the great defence there from Maxwell.
So they've still got enough time here, Barbados. And in a way, that could be helpful because if they scored quickly, Scotland may well have had enough time to get down the other end. Oh, taking too long. Held ball. Now.
Where she is? With the
Yes, I think Hayley Mulheron was expecting that to have been advanced because there was so little time, but it wasn't. So at the end of the first quarter, it is Scotland leading Barbados 15-13. Very close playoff for 11th and 12th. Second quarter underway. Claire Maxwell gets Scotland away. And that's a brave start.
It was a very brave start, especially to do that against Azure Bruce, but she just missed the line to the ball there, coming in on the body, giving her the contact. But as we said, Barbados have actually had 2 more shots than what Scotland have in this game so far, so they're not out of it, but Scotland could also be more in front. They've made a few silly errors in that first quarter, so I would imagine they're looking at tightening that up.
Quick impression, Lindsay Gallagher always wanting more.
And as you are as an athlete, you are always wanting that little bit more, and it was very smart from the attackers in that first play. The ball straight out of the hands and thought, oh, she might not have seen that.
Now a little switcheroo from Scotland. Emily Nicholl has gone from goal defence to wing defence. So Kelly Boyle going to the bench from wing defence, and Sarah McPhail, the new player at goal defence. You can have a look at those for yourself on the screen.
Some great ball work there. Straight into Barry, straight in the ring. And it is their accuracy that is keeping them in front at the moment for the Scottish Thistles.
Contact with the fence.
No, with the ball, heading it off to Blackman. And
that bounce, I thought when she did it, it looked as though it wouldn't have the legs, and it didn't.
Oh, it was a bit dangerous going through. Thistles making the most of the intercept, flying the ball down court before Barbados has a chance to get the intercept. And, well, not really unlucky there for Azure Bruce. She definitely had the hair. She definitely had the ball first.
Well, Gallagher settles, adds one more.
Playing such a great game, Gallagher.
Davis breaking wing attack.
And that's what we keep talking about. Scotland's shooting numbers, brilliant.
Advantage obstruction, keeper.
Oh, and a great rebound there. It was what Azure Bruce does best, but unfortunate. She looks like she's hurt her ankle.
And how typical is that? Just as you put up 100% shooting for Scotland, they miss.
We always jinx them, don't we? Commentator's curse.
Now this is a real worry for Barbados.
They're going to be in real trouble here if Azure Bruce has to come off.
Well, they need to signal.
Come back.
She's asking to come off.
And towards injury goalkeeper. Where the ball is.
Azure Bruce rips that bib off.
Not sure. Looks like she hurt her ankle there as she was coming down from the rebound. And
let's have a closer look.
Up, down. Oh, we can't see her ankle there.
I think it's something to do with the ankle.
Definitely do. Her left ankle there, she's supporting it
Varnish
up.
obstruction, wing defence.
And as these bodies are getting tired, you just don't have the same body control as what you did at the start. And this is when you've got to be so careful. You don't want these major injuries to happen. Hopefully she's okay. She can have it looked at on the bench. But
Shantae Seal now on at goalkeep for Barbados. And she's one of the young ones in this
Time obstruction, goal
team.
attack.
She's just 20.
a bit of live energy might be what they need. Someone off the bench to bring...
Well, look, and they need to bring in fresh young players. Some of these players from Barbados, they've been around a while. And you always need to start bringing through the new young ones. Wharton is a young one, just 23 years of age. She's one of the newish brigade.
She is on the newish brigade and she's really stood up this tournament.
Crazy thing is, she started playing for Barbados when she was about 17, so she feels like an old one.
They come through so early in some of the more netball developing countries. Scottish Thistles played around. Really taking a strong lead now, but a great intercept there.
Footwork, centre third.
Stepping, letting them down. Yet to score in the second quarter, Scotland. What am I saying? Barbados. Scotland have scored 5.
Varnish
They're on
obstruction.
fire.
Contact centre.
Over the top to Barry again. She sinks another one. Scotland playing so strong. Barry, can you believe she's still at school? She's completing year 12 this year. Did you tell her, sorry guys, I'm not going to school this week. I've actually got to play in Netball World Cup. She would be the most popular girl in her class, I reckon.
Oh, I think you're probably right.
So impressive to be representing your country at the age of 17.
Contact wing defence.
And the height of 6'4", so much potential there as well. Barbados taking their time, as they need to. Great pass off to Wharton. Blackman was a little bit balanced on one leg, and she keeps them just in reach as Scotland are pushing on.
So this is a similar start to the second quarter that Barbados did in the first slow start. Then they got going. But they're going to need to put the brakes on the scoring from Scotland. Emma Barry looking very comfortable out there.
She's having a great day. I think especially when you're surrounded by someone like Gallagher, who's been in the team for 10 years now, bring that confidence around, bring her into the game, that beautiful mix of experience and youth, which to me is just the key combination for any successful winning team.
Varnish obstruction, advantage, contact wing defence.
Over the top to Maxwell.
Varnish, contact wing defence.
Back to Gallagher. Great pass over the top. Barbados just a little bit messy in their defence. A misread pass there, but luckily pulled in by Barry. And a bit overread there. Body on body, but then overshot the pass off to her mate. Amanda Knight went out of the court. Barbados can't afford to be throwing them away, and Rockyor goes for another one. They're trying so hard here, Barbados.
Oh, time. Can we have a towel?
Now, they just want the floor wiped here. We've seen a lot of that.
Bodies flying everywhere, that competitiveness, that fly. Oof. And just not putting the ball out in front there. I don't think Maxwell was very happy there. I think she thought she might have been pushed a little bit from behind, but not from the umpire's view. So
Well, she's a pretty strong character, Claire Maxwell herself.
Wait for the whistle.
we love the fierceness.
Varnish obstruction, goal defence.
Played for 3 of the Super League teams in the Sirens, Team Bath and the Glasgow Wildcats. Plenty of experience there in the centre. And Gallagher! And she is still at 100%. Will we jinx her, Jen? Will we?
Well, let's hope not for Scotland's sake.
Oh, and a great ball there from McPhail, who's come on. So much more movement in this defensive circle from Scotland. Unfortunate there.
Context, lead goalkeeper.
As a defender, you've got to put your arm in and out. You can't leave your arm out, otherwise that is obstruction.
So let's have another look at this.
Great.
She came very close, didn't she?
So well read.
Wow, Gallagher is having a field day. 8
Obstruction
minutes
with your
remaining
feet.
in the second quarter. 24-17.
And the Thistles, I feel, are really coming into their
Back
own.
outside in contact, Wayne.
What they could have done if they had have hit this form a little bit earlier, but always easier said than done when you come into one of these competitions. But
Obstruction wing defence, sorry,
I
ladies.
guess
out
it can
there.
go either two ways, can't it? A campaign like this, it's over, what, 9-10 days?
Yeah.
You either grow stronger as your combinations build and build, or you become exhausted,
Contact, goalkeeper,
injury can hit.
keeper. Contact, you're holding.
and we seem to have one of each story on court at the moment. Here with Barbados, just starting off this competition so strong, but really
tight,
not
no
being able to
contact.
follow through to the really and an offensive contact there from Walton, pushing off on the body. You can't use your body, and it's such a tough call for umpires whenever it's that competition between a goal shooter and a goalkeeper, because at the end of the day, both are pushing off the body, but which one does it more and which one does it illegally?
Contact, goal,
Great
contact,
work.
goal.
Scotland bringing the ball down the court. Barbados almost needing to sit back and force that ball up high. The one-on-one just isn't working for them at the moment.
Sorry.
A great attempt there from Seal.
And look at the experience of Gallagher, not rushing, taking her time,
Varney,
closing
offside.
in on
Contact wing defence.
90 test caps, the vice-captain. And Barry, so settled.
Contact wing defence. Goal third.
Barbados here, what can they build? Just over 6 minutes remaining in the second quarter. They're trailing this quarter, 4-10. Well, she did quite well there. She got up pretty quickly, but even she looks as though she's favouring her ankle.
Which isn't good there, Jen.
And it's Crony.
It's just these little rolls that you can get, and netball is so hard on the body. No one understands this start, that stop. They think it's a non-contact sport, but honestly, at the end of the game, your knees are aching, your back is aching. It's just the effect that this has on your game, and it's the more warm-ups and cool-downs that affects you. Oh, and a
Oh, that's
great
good
tip
pressure from the
there.
back from Seal.
That was great pressure from the back, and it's so great to see Seal standing up here.
Knee attack injury.
Yeah, now the Crony's going off. She looks tremendously uncomfortable. And she is an absolute workhorse, Demisha Crony.
And it can be, Jen, just those contests, we see that body on body. If you're just getting pushed that little bit out of place, you only need a little twinge. I actually had a
That is
slip disc
contact,
just from
Wayne.
going up for a contest once upon a time.
Oh, beautiful. Well, she's made quite an impact since she's come on, Sarah McPhail.
She's been phenomenal. Her aerial contest, and what a ball to Barry. Oh, and a miss there from Barry. She won't be happy with that one, but she's got to get back in, get defending. She's so tall, she needs to get her arms up. Great defensive pressure down court, and amazing work there from McCleary. Great contest. Oh, what a great take. So agile. Sarah McPhail doing so great since coming out on court. Contact there from Barry. As Barbados are working it back down. Overshot the pass again.
They're being pushed into mistakes, though, aren't they?
They are. It is absolutely this Scottish team pushing them wide. You want them on the sideline. You want them being able to push those passes so that you can get it back. It might not be an intercept or a deflection, but just like that one, which was so lucky to hit the post, can go out of court, but lucky for Barry there. The post was on her side, her new best mate.
Well, this is a terrific quarter for Scotland. Leading at 11-4, in fact 12-4. 4 minutes remaining. So another change for Barbados. Shante Seal has now gone to the bench.
And we talk about Sarah McPhail having an amazing impact this quarter, but she really has. Barbados scored 13 goals in that first quarter, and they've only scored 4 to Scotland's 11. That is the amount of ball that they're currently getting back at the moment. She's got 1 intercept at the moment, but just flying through with those deflections, those pickups, and really inspiring her teammates to lift. And that push 11 up, Scotland. Barbados, we just really feel them drifting off here, and Scotland just seem to be looking stronger and stronger as this game goes on.
They certainly look very fit, Scotland.
They do. And these girls have been playing together in the Super League for the Sirens, so they are well accustomed to playing together. And they do have that fitness from playing in the regular season.
Here's Ella Gibbons now at goalkeep for Scotland. Mulheron pushing out to goal defence. She'll enjoy that increased range of movement.
Cool, calm and post from Gallagher.
Oh, that's
a little bit
the
short that
easiest
time.
rebound Riles Mapp will ever pick up.
Barbados are getting some ball back here, but they just need to be making the most of it down in their attack and creating space, getting off their defenders. A great take there. That's what Blackman does best. Into Wharton. Just really seems to be...
Well, she knew she was going out of court. She did well to get that back.
Some great agility there.
Instruction by players.
A little bit too close there from Gibbons.
So Latonia Blackman adds 1 more.
Gibbons also with a lot of height, 191 centimetres, 6'3". Scottish Thistles definitely have some great height in their team. There's a lot of push and shove going on in the circle there. If you have a look at Wharton, that's what we like to see from her. Off the back, into the space, slotting it in.
It's interesting, they've just become sharper in the dying stages of the second quarter, and now look, forced another error from Scotland.
A little bit of momentum going their way. Let's have a look at what the Thistles do here defensively. They've been so great at pushing them to where they want, out wide. Creating that space, keeping them in that front quarter, having a crack at the intercept. But you're right, Barbados doing the double play there. Getting it through, I think that was a bit of a lucky ball.
I think that was incredibly fortunate, but deemed not legal. And away comes Scotland.
You're deemed to have control of the ball, but it bounces that it is a replay ball. Barry capitalising for their team. The Scottish Thistles pushing to 29-20 up. The Scottish fans are going wild. They've made the trip to Liverpool today. But 9 can make it back.
Hold time. Can we just hit the full wipe? Can you guys just show who plays?
Wiping up the floor. The ball girls, what they're here for, so important. Don't want to be sliding around the court, but they don't actually ever see where the sweat goes, so you always have to point to them. This is where the sweat is. Make sure you clean it up. Doing a great job. So many volunteers here for the World Cup.
Pivoteers, they're called.
The Pivoteers. And making a phenomenal difference.
Well, I just think it's so nice that they've given them their own special name.
Yes.
Makes it really distinctive. Anyone can be called a volunteer.
Absolutely, but they are the Pivoteers. Oof, and a bad pass there straight out of the centre. But it's not going to be too detrimental. Can Barbados make it down in the last 10 seconds? They can! Over the top to Wharton. This is out.
That's what they needed.
That's what they needed.
That will be fine for Barbados because they'll get the centre pass again at the resumption of this game. But really, a second quarter that belonged to Scotland. Yes, Barbados had that late run, but at the break, it is Scotland leading Barbados 29-20.
7 half-time score.
Half-time is over. It is time for the second half, 29-22. Scotland leading Barbados. Barbados taking a measured start to this third quarter.
And can they lift their energy, Jen?
Varnish
Can they
contact wing
really
defence.
lift their energy? Can they make sure of these passes?
Varnish contact centre.
Yes, the Thistles are 7 goals up, but if they can score these and catch up, it's definitely still not out of reach for them.
Varnish contact wing defence.
Thistles strung down on the move up to Barry.
Oh, good turnover for Barbados. This is what they need.
Varnish contact wing attack.
But Thistles still putting on such good defence. Barbados being really patient with it.
Oh, and that must have been almost a case of too
Oh,
patient. Close
I
to
think
3
so.
seconds.
Drag.
Oh, and that's the only thing. If you're trying to be patient with the ball, you've got to make sure that you're making the most of it. Just dragging your back foot there.
And what was I saying about Latonia Blackman? There she is in the beginning of the second half. She's at goal defence.
Offside.
Changing it up, and she can
Inside.
get the intercepts for this side.
And as you can see
Forward.
along the bottom of your screen, oh, stepping, a problem. Mulheron has gone back to goal defence,
No
to
distraction,
goalkeeper, I should
Shona.
say. Nickel back on at wing defence.
Great take there, getting it down the court. Oh, beautiful play there. Unfortunate for that to go out of court, but amazing intent to get across the court, get the deflection on the intercept. Just needed someone following that up for her.
Bad distraction centre.
And
Go in.
again, McPhail
closer.
flying out.
Yes.
She's had an impact, hasn't she,
She
McPhail?
really has. Previous,
How good is that?
Phenomenal from this defence end.
So Emily Nickel,
Backing themselves in between Nickel and McPhail.
Bad offside wing.
Into Barry. And she sinks it.
watch this,
Here we'll see.
Footwork drag.
clean as you like.
And another drag here from Barbados. This time from Blackman. Oh. Tried to go up for the rebound there, Barry, but Barbados come out with it.
That is contact
Now, what
offside
can the
wing.
Gems do with this? They need to score. And they need to score relatively quickly if they're to eat into this Scottish lead.
Barney subtraction.
Brianna Holden now at goal attack.
Wharton's so tall, can really just bunker herself in under the goalpost there. Doesn't need to move around too much.
Barney subtraction wing defence.
Yes, great take. That's exactly what they need from her. So hard to beat that strength under the circle.
Barney's break wing attack.
6 goals, Scottish
Bad offside
lead.
wing attack. That is contact goal
And we know in
attack.
netball that is not enough to make you feel safe.
Whole time. Wing defence.
6 goals,
You're
3
intentionally grabbing
intercepts.
your hip. It's a caution.
Oh, and the umpire's cautioned. Getting involved in the play.
Contact centre. Barney's offside. Contact keeper.
That ball just needs to be placed a little bit more on top of Barry's head. No, oh, but a great intercept. Rebound.
Well, Azor Bruce, she'll have those for breakfast.
She sure will, and she's come back on strong in the second half.
Barney's obstruction centre.
Her ankle clearly feeling better. Great to see that that wasn't a major injury. Into Wharton, and they bring it back to 5 with their centre pass.
It's those little opportunities that Barbados have to grab with both hands, just as Azor Bruce did.
Contact wing defence.
Nickel just getting caught on the body there. Oh, great
how?
ball, great balance from Wharton.
Contact wing defence.
Well, it was a great
Barney's
ball. It was
offside.
very ambitious. They've held on to possession, though, Barbados.
Oh, well done from Wharton. Dragging her defenders up, getting the ball over the top, and they peg it back to 4. This is some real momentum shift here from Barbados,
Contact
leading
centre.
3-1 this quarter.
And this is what you want in playoffs. You want to see a bit of
Keeper
fight.
obstruction.
It's almost a disadvantage coming in on top at halftime because you can get a little bit complacent, whereas the other team comes fighting back.
Well, I suspect both teams had pretty fiery halftime talks from their coaches. Yeah, beautiful ball.
again. A lucky friend from the post. Barry had one earlier. Wharton's got one now.
Well, that pass deserved to go out. Well, it wasn't nothing wrong with the pass. It was the fact that Wharton didn't catch it.
And it hit the post. And that is some real luck. Luck definitely can go your way in this game of netball.
Just have a look at this and enjoy.
Misses that.
Almost as though she planned it.
I would say that she did.
Tackling defence.
So 32-27.
All over the top. The ball's not as clean here, but Barbados is the first ones to get in there for the Gems. Probably a lucky throw in there. I thought it came off them, but making the most of it. Wharton just needing to pull that in with two hands if she can, but still pulls it in and scores.
Well, it's quite boisterous in those circles, both of them, both ends.
Danger offside.
You need to know your strengths, and Wharton's is definitely getting in there under the post. She doesn't need to move around. The players need to bring the ball into her, which they've done so much better in this quarter. A good one under the post there.
Yeah, I suspect Gail Parata, the coach of Scotland, thought perhaps just a few too many misses creeping in for Emma Barry.
Contact centre.
Bit of an obstruction on the outside there from Maxwell. Muller giving Wharton a really hard time at the moment, making it hard for her, but she still sinks it in to keep it within 4. Barbados needing to get another ball here. Wharton, cool, calm, collected. Keeping her team in it at the moment. I think moving to Blackman was a great move for her. And chasing it up, well done. Exactly what the Gems need. Forcing the Thistles.
Lovely into play.
Great play there. Oh! And a great rebound there from McPhail.
How did that ball not sink?
Tackling attack.
Well, she had luck on her side before, but unfortunately now, it might have run out. Oh!
Oh, there's another little bit.
Another coach killer there.
Well, they say luck is impartial.
It can go both ways, funnily enough.
Well, this is halfway through this third quarter. This game is certainly entertaining.
In anyone's hands. Over the top to Wharton. Underneath. Drew her in.
Nice feed from Samantha Brown.
Great viewing of the space. Great work there from Wharton, in and under the post. Oh, and a great tip there again. Oh, Barbados fighting back.
Look, they're pumped, aren't they? Tanisha Rock, you're the... Oh, but the mistake here. Contact call against Shanika Wharton. They're going to have to do it again.
All those, they need to get this ball back again. And over the top. They're so brave to keep letting these balls go. That was one that got intercepted earlier, but you do have to trust your teammates. Contact. Could be advantage, but allows the Thistles to set up in the circle again.
Oh, Bethan Gordon just got smashed between Azor Bruce and the goalpost.
Oh, and she's having a bit of a giggle too. She knew that she did it.
That's it.
Take that.
Keep her move aside.
Good one, a bit more
Robbie
experience
Williams style.
than the player she just replaced, Emma Barry. She's 19 as opposed to 17.
Oh, 2 years on her. Ooh. Oh, trying to get through. Could go either way there. Trying to sneak past. The advantage of the goalers is that they are allowed to run off court, whereas we're not. So, well, when I say we, I mean defenders. I need to keep explaining myself. I'm not out on court, okay? I've got to calm down. And from Gallagher. Can she calm it? Yes, she can.
And Scotland have done well here because just as Barbados were pressing, getting closer, Barbados have scored a couple of goals. Back to 5.
And for this non-contact sport, these bits just seem to go flying somehow. How did that Velcro come off?
And there's a change. Kelly Boyle back on court at wing attack. Started the game at wing defence.
Section centre.
Again, two very different positions.
Varnish obstruction
Just shows the
centre.
versatility of this team.
Obstruction goalkeeper.
So unlike a lot of the other countries where they play in their set positions, but I think it's such a strength to be able to play both, to be an attacking defender or a defending attacker.
Obstruction centre.
Can add so much strength and depth.
So there are the quarter numbers, and they're interesting reading. You can see how close it was that first quarter. It was the second quarter where Scotland gained its advantage. And now this one,
Got in front.
close as.
If this will sneak that one forward again, keeping it to 5. They're not letting
Varnish gone.
this Barbados take it any closer.
Oh,
Hold time.
Hands a little bit too close to the ball there.
Varnish offside.
Wharton out. Passing the ball back
Contact
in.
goal defence on the ball.
Takes her time, sinks it through. And great work there from Holder.
Centre
Will
obstruction.
the Scottish reply?
Circle edge.
The best way you can reply is by sinking that goal through the hoop. Gallagher out the back.
Contact wing attack.
Not on.
Varnish offside.
So they go again. They're keeping it safe. They're not wanting to force a ball over, especially when they know Azul Bruce is so good in the air. So they're passing it around. Down in front from Gallagher. Out. A low ball to Goodwin. Down to her mate.
Keeper contact.
Oof. Bit of a contest there. Gallagher
On
looking up
time.
at Azul Bruce. She is not impressed with the physicality in the
Ladies, can you
circle
just
at the
show here?
moment.
Thank you.
I think her eyes can talk a lot more than what we think.
well, you can see from the scoreline how tight this game has become. 36-32. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this
Release the
third
ball
quarter.
now,
They
what's the
so
keeper?
often call this the championship quarter.
Oh, almost a short pass there.
Goal
But
defence.
goal defence pushing her in, so out of play.
Obstruction by players taken.
Solidify that lead.
See there, McPhail now at wing defence, switched across
Varnish contact
with
wing
Nickel.
attack.
Oh, and they're effective, those Scottish defenders.
Back.
So effective. I feel like in the dying minutes of playing in the quarter, Barbados get really brave. They throw the ball in, they put it in under the circle. That's how they need to play for this whole game. They can't afford to be safe now. As the ball goes out of court, speaking of not being safe, maybe a little bit too much on the pass there. Too strong, but they...
Footwork.
Oh!
Now that will just kill.
That is a coach killer. She can't shoot that. It's a pass only, but she gets it off to Gallagher.
Obstruction. Keeper beside.
Well, the Bajan Gems will be getting frustrated here. That was a golden opportunity, that just a silly error. Thwarted.
The difference between sneaking back in. Oh, that's what we've wanted to see from Azul Bruce.
Goal attack.
Firing up, driving out for her teammates, cannot lift them, over the top. A great contest there. Oh, back again.
Contact goal defence.
That was a few balls back and forth between Nickel and Azul Bruce there.
Oh, and now a footwork call again.
Wonder what she's seeing there. Whether it's a drag, whether she's not landing properly on what foot, but it's so unlucky. This is why it's so important for teams to be able to talk to umpires in between games. What are they saying? Is it a carry? So unfortunate there for the Gems as she pulls that in. Such great athleticism to get up off the ground.
Contact centre.
Maxwell not impressed.
Dumped on the ground.
Varnish contact goal
Scotland push this back out to 7 goals, but a great tip
Oh, Mark
there.
Heron, just make sure that that ball goes straight out.
And it's her throw-in. Probably a bit lucky there from
Contact.
Well, there's
Mullerin.
players all over the floor.
Bodies on the line. Oh,
Contact goal and centre.
Yeah, in fact, the whole crowd.
they could see that. If the defender's holding their space and they run into them, it can in fact be that offensive turnover. Zor Bruce.
Contact wing attack.
I love that she's giving those brave
Wing attack,
balls.
Inside up. Over here, ladies.
It's a huge push there from Boyle, hence being out of play. Barbados is then still playing it down the court, through the middle, onto the transverse line.
Varnish Varnish obstruction.
Great ball over the top there.
Contact on defence.
Too physical there.
Well, that was a bit late from Nicol. They've got to be careful, these players.
Obstruction, advantage goal.
You just can't afford to be able to play out of the circle. It's too easy to throw the ball in there.
Varnish breaking attack. Third obstruction.
39-33 seconds on the clock in this third quarter.
And 10 all this
Contact with
quarter.
fence.
Barbados starting off strongly, but
Footwork, drag.
oh, and another footwork. This umpire is all over the footwork here, but at least it's going both ways.
Oh, off the knee, off the foot.
Bit confused with football there. Thought she was playing another sport. Come in.
Barbados bench up on their feet.
Can they get it in? There's a contact in the circle. Smart from Mullen to stay off the body.
Well, it was worth a try, but no good on that occasion for Barbados. A thrilling third quarter. It is 39-33 at the end of the third quarter. So it is Scotland hanging on 39-33 as we await the fourth quarter. Fourth and final quarter in this playoff for 11th and 12th. Scotland, they have led from the get-go and they've started the fourth quarter strongly, getting a held ball against Barbados.
It's going to be so tough for Barbados to come back from here, to be 6 down, to have a held ball at the first centre pass. Never say never, but they're going to have to fight for every single ball. Scotland being patient. Nicol playing it back. Gallagher so strong for a team today, but great tip from Azor Bruce. Doesn't go her way. She needs to go again. Can she go again? Wow, but they do! Get the turnover. Rockyaw been pivotal in that centre position.
Contact, back over here.
Oh, and she did well to stop.
Position. No, I'm not. Beside her.
It is a tough one when you're going for that competition. Great tip there.
So good start for Barbados. Changes for Scotland. Emma Barry, she's back on as goal shoot. Just saw her a moment ago. Kelly Boyle has gone back to wing defence where she started.
Barry so dominant in that first half. Barbados did creep back when they took her off, so no surprise that they have brought her back on.
Varnish obstruction.
They played around, being patient. Great movement. Oh, and too much on it again.
Offside.
Oh, just
gee,
a little toe. If you can just see that there.
I thought Brianna Holder had done brilliantly.
Contact centre.
So close, and she had such great balance.
Yes. Yes. Varnish obstruction.
Over the top to Barry. Halfway out of the circle. Oh, and a miss for Azor Bruce.
On attack.
Huge miss there for Scotland. Playing it out. Got to be careful of the footwork. We've seen a few steppings in the last quarter. You don't want these coach killers to creep in. Only 5 goals the difference. So easy to peg back in a game of netball. Up toward him. Great pull in.
Well, this game is getting interesting. 4 goals in it. Just watch.
Oh, on the baseline. You see a tippy toe just over the line there.
She showed such strength. And Brianna Holder.
The miss from Barry. Over the top to Wharton again.
And now it's just 3. 39-36.
The Thistles will be nervous. They'll be sweating out there from nerves as well as running around.
Well, I just wonder about
Contact in
the return of Emma Barry. She was just starting to miss. I think that's why Scotland took her off. She's back on now.
On the
Missed the
ball in
first one.
defence.
What a test for the 17-year-old shooter. There she is.
Such a big game for a 17-year-old because it's the mental side of it that you don't. It's hard to understand in a game of netball. I know how much I struggled mentally at the age of 17. There's so much pressure You're just getting used to it.
On the ball, goal
And the
defence.
experience of the woman she's being marked by, just immense.
Absolutely immense and taking advantage.
Obstruction goalkeeper, penalty.
She's pushing her body around, but also doesn't want to give those easy shots away under the circle. If you have two players over the shot, they're more likely to miss. But we do know she can get that rebound, but not this time.
So Lindsay Gallagher, the vice-captain, steadies the ship.
Over the top. Oh, and a great intercept.
Brilliant. That's what Scotland needed.
Scotland crowds, you can hear them going absolutely bonkers. Barry, can she sink it?
Contact goalkeeper.
That time Gallagher is the one pushing her over, but doesn't seem to be worrying too much. On into the circle, Gallagher really stepping up. She went a little bit quiet there in the third quarter, but she says, I'm back for this fourth quarter and I'm not going to let my side lose.
And once again, Scotland answer the call just as Barbados push up. Barbados have pulled away. They've got the lead. Back to 6 goals, and there's the long ball.
Great vision. A goal assist there from Seal.
Bayesian player very slow to get up.
Barney's
Sam Brown.
Oh, she's looking
In fact,
sore.
no, not Sam Brown. It's
Defence.
Shante Seal, I think.
No, it is Brown
Contact goalkeeper.
Brown.
in that wing attack position. She's just looking around there. Barry gets the ball. She's got her eye back in.
And that'll be so good for Emma Barry.
So impressive from the 17-year-old. I was saying it could get under her skin, but she said, no, Shani Layton. No, it has not. I will score. Watch me.
Causing contact, wing attack. A goal attack, sorry. Centre, wing defence, you're holding.
So Brianna hold up.
Back
Away
with
again
her.
at goal attack.
Back with the wing defence.
Her partnership with Wharton working quite well in the Barbados circle.
A great change that Barbados made there to put Holder into the circle and Blackman out into goal defence. See how
5
keen the
goals.
Thistles are to get that ball moving straight into the centre.
Slow in.
Because you look at Emma Barry quickly and you can't help but think, if you have
Inside the
old
goal
eyes
circle,
like
one
mine, you
step in.
think of Leslie McDonald, the wonderful Scottish shooter
Barney's
who played for
obstruction.
Scotland for a
Barney's
number of
contact
years.
Centre.
I just look at her and I think, what potential. So tall.
Goalkeeper.
And
Down
is
she
she getting a
goes.
lesson in
Goalkeeper,
international
that's
netball?
right. Get off the
Shanette
body.
Azor-Bruce, who's marking her, 37 years of age. She's 20 years older than her.
Contact centre.
That's 20 years
That is
of
phenomenal.
international experience. Every
Phenomenal.
trick in the trade.
Incorrect play on the ball, goal attack.
Well, this is a wrestling match.
It is.
Whole time.
Netball gone wild here at Netball World Cup. Fight off for 11th and 12th position.
That could be a good name for a
I
show.
know
Yeah.
Feral
Let's
netball.
start that.
That's a caution for,
I would have been the key player.
Centre, you're the side. With her. Centre with
Wharton
her.
could get 2 hands to that ball. She doesn't even attempt to get the other arm up, but if she did, she could pull it in. Little skill errors.
Barney's contact centre.
Oh, close to a held ball there for Gallagher, but she gets rid of it. McCleary in there at wing attack.
Yeah, she's done a power of work, McCleary.
Opening up the space.
Setting screens, fending off Bajan defenders, and then getting
Barney's
every
contact.
second ball.
She's getting the stats up today.
Goalkeeper causing contact with the knee. Step
What
forward.
was that? Gallagher really cheering on Barry, giving her encouragement, and that's where a player gets encouragement from. I love seeing that passion, that empowerment, women getting around women, and that is what this game of netball is all about. Hashtag this is netball.
Contact centre.
Barbados really struggling.
Every pass is contested, isn't it?
Every pass.
Oh, yeah, you can't do the little double bat and then catch it. It's a replay.
It's a replay, and that was it's 2 in a row now for Wharton. And over the top. Too many wheat bix there for Hayley Mulleran.
Yes.
As it goes over the top. Scotland just pushing out here. I just want to see, I'd love to see Barbados just really fight back in this last 6.5 minutes.
Held.
Oh, good work, Scotland defence. And Barbados have to find a way through that.
They've had great defensive pressure. A phenomenal amount of tips and touches, but it's the finishing off. A credit to the Scottish Thistles for the amazing defensive pressure that they've had.
But it's almost as though there's a rubber band around this game, isn't there? That Scotland can get out to a lead of so much, say 7 or 8 goals, they can't go any further. Back comes Barbados.
It's just the netball curse, though. It's so unusual for a team to, in a tight match like this, where they are so evenly matched, to really blow a game out. It's just that momentum swing, one stepping, a little bit of encouragement and belief for a side. Great ball there. And you underestimate how hard it is to stay in a game for 60 minutes mentally. Wharton trying to hold that backspace, has to be careful not to... Oh, but she did. I was worried about that one. Giving it to Hayley Mulleran.
And Scotland look good, don't they, when they're at pace?
They do. They just can get the ball down there so quickly. Tell you what, when Barry gets a bit more of that upper body strength, she is going to be a force to be reckoned with. And that's the defensive tactic against a tall player like Barry. They're going to push her around. You can see her putting her body back a little bit there, saying call contact, but that's the name of the big game. Welcome to the big league, Emma Barry. Welcome to the big league.
Into the final 5 minutes of this playoff for 11th and 12th, and that is just a little bit of class from Latonia Blackman. But stepping
so quick. That is why she is so phenomenal for her team, Blackman. She's definitely been my player for Barbados over this whole tournament.
Obstruction.
And I think she's been Barbados' player of a number of tournaments over the years.
I could imagine. Great tip there, running out. Oh, I think, that was a carry for that last one. The one in between was fine. She was running along 1-2. But it was a carry when she hit that transverse line. And it's hard when you get to this level because it is so quick. You actually have to show the umpires that you have planted those feet on the ground, because help them out every now and again.
Scotland now with a 9-goal advantage
holding
into the final 4 minutes.
Scotland are going to be so happy with this performance, Jen, I think. They've come out strong. They've been so accurate in their shooting, moving that ball around. They've been able to change their players around and still have that strength. And
Barney's moving on, goalkeeper.
And what's it like, Shani, for these players? This is the final game of what, 8? Do you not want it to stop, or can you not wait for it to finish?
No, well, it's a bit of both. I think we don't want it to stop. I don't want it to stop. And they don't want the experience to stop, especially for the likes of Scotland and Barbados, who don't have the opportunity to play the other countries as much as what the others might in all the test matches. It's such a great experience. And to be on this world stage in front of all of these fans from all around the country, we've seen the Australian and South African fans float in now. It's just such an amazing experience, but your body is saying, I've had enough. The mind is saying, I want more, I love it, but the body's had enough.
Oh, that's beautiful from Scotland.
Obstruction, advantage goal.
But World Netball is in such a great place at the moment to see these two amazing countries playing off for 11th and 12th spot.
Well, it's in an encouraging space, isn't it? I mean, it's so much improved from those days when there were really just two big countries and the others behind. That is so not the situation anymore. There's at least 4 or 5 in that top clutch, and the others are chasing. but so much more needs to be done.
So much more needs to be done. We need to get these professional leagues going all over the world. That will help these players be able to train on a regular basis, and that is what's helped the Australians. Oh, no! A bit of a knee to the guts.
Go defence. Sorry, goalkeeper. Goalkeeper.
And I love it.
Forwards.
Well, now this is interesting. Who was where first?
Accidental, but it's a warning.
Oh.
Come forward, please.
I think it probably is a bit of the goalkeeper's fault. It's
With
hard
our
because you're coming
goalkeeper.
through, but that centre is coming for the ball, and
With
you
our
have taken out
goalkeeper.
right of way. So you do have to be aware of the players around you. I would say goalkeeper out of play.
Advance into the penalty into the circle. Just on the edge.
And I'll just put in my little plug here for
Yes.
umpires. I would like to see umpires
Goalkeeper.
paid. At the moment, they're here
haven't
along with the
started, Tom.
pivoters
Goalkeeper,
as
you're out of play.
volunteers. And I just think the pressure these
Inside
people
the
come
circle,
under,
goalkeeper.
they
Inside.
should be more than having their costs covered.
I completely agree with you there, Jen. Umpires
Now
make
in
our game.
Scotland.
They make our game what it
Scotland.
is.
And they come from all around the world. It's the World Cup for them as well as the players. Oh, that's so
Absolutely.
brutal. Can she get up? Oh, just not quickly enough.
Unlucky, but I think she's hurt herself doing that there.
There's Janet Eadling.
Twisting her back, trying to get up quickly. We could not be here without the umpires, and they definitely need to be looked after. So, but netball is in a great place, and we're moving forward to that professional space.
Contact keeper. Wishes. Goal defence contact.
Well, they look
Inside out,
battle
back
weary,
with
don't
her.
they, the Bajans? There's Rock Yor, tape around her thigh, coming off.
Obstruction, advantage,
Looks as though she really has been to war.
The bodies are sore. You've seen them slow down over the tournament.
Barney's got tackling
It's been a
defence.
huge week for them. 8 games. Able to bounce back.
Centre obstruction.
Absolutely phenomenal
Double
from
circle.
every single player, not only on the court today, but
Yes.
in the Netball World Cup so far.
Lindsay Gallagher looks up, and I'm sure she'll have a satisfied feeling. 10 goals. Scotland lead Barbados by seconds on the clock.
And what a way for them to finish that, Jen. Hayley Mullerin, an absolute veteran again for this Scottish side.
Oh, not quite done yet, perhaps.
Contact.
Oh, that's fantastic. Emma, oh, and she gets a whack.
Take that, Emma Barry. You beat us.
What a finish to this game. It is Scotland who finish 11th at the Netball World Cup 2019. They have defeated Barbados
Scotland take the win.
53-42.
And finish 11th overall. Congratulations to Scotland. Congratulations to Barbados, who finished 12th. Here at
Well,
the
wow, what a game, Shani Layton. That was fast, it was physical, and I'm sure Emma Barry will be going back to school with plenty of stories to tell her mates.
I know, and this is just the first of many World Cups for her, I believe. She's going to continue to get bigger and stronger. Gallagher, a main player for Scotland for me today, really stepping up, and absolutely loved McPhail stepping into that defensive lineup. Well done to Scotland. They're going to be so happy. Beating last World Cup's place from 12th to 11th, and that is a positive for them.
So 53-42, there is Lindsay Gallagher, vice-captain for Scotland. Terrific servant, closing in on 90 caps for her country, and the Scottish players applaud the crowd here. A number of their supporters are here.
And you can see how much it means to them. I don't think they want to be playing anymore, but they also don't want to leave the court either. You got to soak it up. The whole country, the whole world is getting around this Scottish side. It's beautiful to see. And a massive congrats to Barbados as well, who's had a ripper tournament so far.
Coach there, Gail Parata. I know that they'll be disappointed. They wanted to finish higher than this. But if you come into this game, you certainly want to win it.
and that they did, and they proved their worth today, and I'm looking forward to seeing them over the next 4 years. So as we have a look here, Scotland getting a lot more shots into the end, 60 over 48, but Barbados had a great defensive with the 10 intercepts, hitting Scotland's by 5, and a lot more penalties from Barbados. So great work from Scotland here. Equal percentage in the shots in the end of the day, so well done, Scotland.
So here is the happy scenes for the Scottish players, but let's now drop down to the court and have a word with the coach of Barbados.
Well, Sandra, didn't go your way today, though. It was so close for the first quarter. The second's where it really ran away from you. How do you think that match went?
I thought the girls tried very hard. I mean, we made some errors, forced errors that we didn't, but I didn't think that the girls really got a good chance to challenge right through to the end.
It was such a physical game. We saw a couple of injuries. Jeanette or Bruce coming off, coming back on again. Do you think fatigue at this stage of a long tournament played a bit of a part there?
It may have in a little bit, but you know, from the transition from our asphalt to the board floor, no, would have caused some issues. But you know, all in all, I thought the girls really gave a good effort today.
12th place then you finish overall. Happy with that?
Well, it is what it is. Not that I'm happy with it, but it is what it is.
Well, thanks very much. Well played today. You just mind stepping aside or bringing the player of the match for Scotland. Well, Lindsay Gallagher, an absolutely brilliant performance out there from you on court today. 11th place in the bag for Scotland. How happy are you with how the team went today?
We just wanted to come out and produce a performance that we were really proud of. We grinded it out for the full 60 minutes and we came away with what we knew we could achieve, which was a win.
You had quite a big battle on your hands in that shooting circle. How was it like coming up against Jeanette or Bruce? It was a physical, tough contest, wasn't it?
We always knew that Barbados were going to really bring it to us today. We went into extra time last year at the Commonwealth Games, so it was going to be a big challenge for us, but it was always one that we knew that if we executed a good game plan, that we could come away with the win today.
Talk to us about Emma Barry as a shooting partner, because we've been hearing her praises sung in commentary. So young, but so much potential and such a great player.
Yeah, of course. Emma just kind of takes it all in her stride. We're trying to help her along the way. Obviously, she is still really young, but what better platform to come out and show you what you've got at a World Cup. So she's done amazing things in this tournament, and there's lots more to come, I'm sure.
You've been part of the Scottish setup for some time now. Coming here, I know, aiming for higher than you've finished, but finishing 11th. How do you feel you've come on as a team?
I think over the duration of the competition, we've really come on. We've put in performances to be really proud of against some of the top teams in the world. Yeah, we didn't get in that top 8, which was our target, but I think it's a really good platform to build upon. We've closed the gap, as I say, against some of the top teams, and I do think there's so much more to come from the Scottish Thistles. The gap is closing and we're really pushing to get up that world rankings.
Well, we look forward to watching that. Well played today. Let's bring in Gail Parata. Gail, you wanted to win that match. You girls did a job out there. You've got to be pleased with how they did. And what was at times a close game.
Oh yes, I'm absolutely proud of them again. We had to grind it out. Barbados made us work for every goal, and we knew that would be the case. Last time we played them, we won by 1, so 10 goals. Yeah, very happy today.
We saw quite a calmness really from the Scottish side, especially in that first sort of quarter. Is that a sign of the maturity that's coming through as these girls play more top flight matches?
Well, I hope so. Yeah, I think it is over the week. We have matured a bit, but we have 9 players in our squad who's first time at a World Cup. We're the second youngest team here at the World Cup, so kind of watch out for South Africa when they come out there again. They'll be much more mature by then and have a lot of netball behind them. So, really proud of them, what they've done here, but, with our young squad, I believe we're going places.
How proud are you as well of how Scottish netball has developed over the last 4 years? Because you've done a lot of work getting them to this point.
Well, yeah, I've done a lot of work, but there's so many people around me who have helped me. We've got great support from Sport Scotland, got great support from our sponsors, University of Strathclyde, our Sports Institute. We've got one of the best S&C programs, and of course Netball Scotland, our chief executive who you've met. All these people contribute to helping our program to develop. Really proud of that, and of course all our volunteers who support us as well, and the Thistle Army here today.
Oh, and weren't they fantastic as well? Thanks very much, Gail.
Thank you very much.